Welcome everyone. My name is Daryl Rochelle. I'm one of the coordinators of Volunteer Resources, and I'm here with my colleague Kara.
Hello everyone, my name is Kara Cooper, also one of the coordinators here at the Glenrose.
And what you're about to watch is the Glenrose Volunteer Orientation. So basically what we're going to go over is kind of the brass tacks when it comes to volunteering at the Glenrose. We'll talk about parking, we'll talk a little bit about the history of the Glenrose, a bit about patient relations, a bit of health and safety. Kara, can you think of anything else that we're going to discuss?
Hand washing. They really want you to know hand washing.
Yes, we'll talk about hand washing. And I think the entire orientation here we're hoping to come in around 20 minutes or so. So one of the documents that we should have given you before you started watching this orientation was a quiz. So at this point, if you haven't done this already, make sure you read the questions that you have to answer for the quiz. And when you find the answers, it's a little bit like a treasure hunt. When you find the answers, just write down the answers. And then when the orientation is finished and you've completed the orientation quiz, just send that quiz to either myself or to Kara. Okay, so let's get started with the Glenrose orientation. So the Glenrose is a rehabilitation hospital located in Edmonton, of course. We have about 300 active volunteers. There's probably about 1,600 staff. We have over 50 different volunteer programs and a wide range of rehabilitation health services for children, adults, and geriatric patients.
And an important thing to remember is that the Glenrose doesn't just service Edmonton. It is pretty much Red Deer North. And when I say north, I mean north, as well as northern BC, northern Saskatchewan, and the territories. So people could be here for a long time, being a long way from their home. So it's really important that we have volunteers to help those people out. We hope that you will volunteer here at the Glenrose for years and years and years, but we understand it's a very global world and people are always moving. So we do ask for a minimum volunteer commitment of 60 hours or 6 months. And like I say, we do hope that you stay longer, but that is our minimum requirement. Just so you know that if there are any issues, we will talk about them, but it is possible to be terminated from your volunteer assignment if you don't follow AHS policies and procedures.
I'd also like to say that, once you've been placed in a position at the Glenrose as a volunteer, if you're not satisfied with that placement for whatever reason, we obviously encourage you to talk to your placement supervisor and to talk to us, because just because you're not happy with one particular placement doesn't mean that we can't find something else for you at the Glenrose that you may find more satisfying.
And your volunteer placement should be something you look forward to. You should wake up that day and say, yes, I get to go volunteer at the Glenrose. If you don't have those feelings, then come talk to us.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about the basics, parking, what to do with your personal belongings, how to sign in and sign out, and those sorts of things. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is parking. So all volunteers at the Glenrose Hospital can park for free. In order to do that, you have to fill out a couple of pieces of paper. There's an application process, but you usually get your parking pass within a day or two. And you can park here at the Glenrose in what is called the red lot, which is just east of the Glenrose. You can see the pictures there showing where the red lot is. Also, if you're here after 5 p.m. and on the weekends, you can park in the underground parkade with your parking permit. The permits expire after usually 6 months, and then you have to reapply for them. Okay. Also, if you ride your bike, there's parking for your bike, and it's undercover, which is nice. And the bike parking is just west of the main entrance of the Glenrose. You can see where you can park your bike, that right-hand picture there. Okay.
If you do not feel comfortable walking in the dark, you can always access contact security, and they have a safe walk program, and they will walk you to the red lot.
Okay, so the next thing, we're going to talk a little bit about your personal belongings. And there are lockers here at the Glenrose where you can keep your personal belongings. The lockers are for day use only, and the keys are located right there. You see that arrow pointing to those mail slots. That's where the keys are for the lockers. There's numbers on the keys that correspond with numbers on the lockers. So you use the locker for your shift, and then at the end of your shift, you take your stuff out, put the key back in the plastic envelope in the mail slots there. Also, I should say that the lockers are in the volunteer lounge, and if you haven't been to the volunteer lounge, it's in room 2201, just down the hall from my office and Kara's office.
And this is also where you'll see the touch screen. You can see it in the picture there, kind of underneath the microwave, where you will be signing in.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a moment. The next thing we want to talk about is your photo ID. So once we've found a placement for you and you've gone through the entire screening process, you'll be issued a photo ID. So make sure you wear your Alberta Health Services photo ID when you're on site. If you lose your photo ID, we can get a replacement for you. Just let me know and I can get one for you. Kara, do you want to say a little bit about the foreign language program?
So we have people from all over the world here in Canada, and so we have a wide variety of languages that people speak, and sometimes when you are away from home and you are staying here, hearing your own mother tongue is such a comfort. But sometimes you don't know what other languages people speak. So we have developed a pin that says, "Hello, I speak." So it could be anything from Korean to German to French, whatever language you may happen to know. If you would like to share that with the patients, and we can create these pins for you. Come see me if you're interested.
A little bit about our office hours. So I'm generally in Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Kara's hours are a little bit different.
So I'm usually here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 9 to 4. But for both Daryl and I, please understand that we do have meetings. Sometimes we're off-site, we're in workshops. So we are not necessarily sitting by our phone in our office waiting for your phone call. We are in and out and have a number of responsibilities. So please call to make an appointment to see us. If Daryl or I are not here, please speak to Colleen Hury. Her office is right next door to both of ours, and she's usually here Monday to Friday from 8 till 4. Email is the best way to get a hold of us, and we are very quick in responding to your emails. The next slide is dress code. I always say cover your B's, and I'll let you decide what the B's are. The big issue we have with staff and volunteers, of course, is as the seasons change with footwear. So even in the nice hot summer months, please have closed-toed shoes, which means no flip-flops. There is a closet in the volunteer lounge, so you can put your wet winter boots there in the winter months to slip into some more comfortable shoes.
And remember that Alberta Health Services sites are scent free, so don't wear colognes or strong perfumes or deodorants. The dress code is fairly liberal, so you don't have to wear a suit and tie or a pantsuit to the Glenrose. It's kind of office casual, so no ripped jeans, torn running shoes, that kind of thing.
The next slide, logging hours, is really to highlight how important it is for you to sign in and sign out for your volunteer shift. Sometimes you may be volunteering from home or off-site, which is fine. You can input your hours through myvolunteerpage.com. But when you're on site, we do like you to sign in and out. This helps if there is any type of emergency, then we know who is in the building. But also we like to keep track of your hours. These hours are used to help make corporate decisions as well as used for grant applications and is a reflection of how our volunteer program is doing.
And if you have trouble signing in or out on the touch screen in the computer, make sure you let Kara or myself know so we can fix the touch screen in the volunteer lounge. Or if you have any problems at all signing in, let Kara and I know. You can also record your hours in there's a binder in the volunteer lounge. And basically it's the timesheet binder. So you basically take a blank timesheet, you put your name at the top of the sheet, the date that you volunteered, the time that you started and finished, and then once every 2 or 3 weeks, we have a volunteer who comes in and inputs all of those volunteer hours into the database. So you can record your hours that way as well, besides touchscreen, your phone, or any other computer.